All right, I like that. We had a chance to get your top prospect rankings for February out there, and I want to talk about one name in particular
Yeah.
because it's a name that I think Wild fans will remember that is on the verge of creating just some crazy like ascension comeback to maybe make this Wild roster. That, of course, being Filip Johansson, who I don't know what happened. Did he are we sure this is the same Filip Johansson that was drafted by the Wild? Did some alien from another planet come down and in Men in Black fashion, like steal his skin and is wearing it to try to blend into this Earth?
Well, I have a very unique situation with Filip Johansson. That was my first draft that I covered in Dallas, and I got all these Wild writers that are there. I'm the prospect guy, and they're sitting there looking at me like, Jake, who the hell is this kid? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have him ranked anywhere in my list. And so you go on there, and immediately everyone's like, holy shit, this kid sucks. Like, what a blah, blah, blah. Justin Braun at best is, I think, what Craig Button said. So a good player, but just someone that shouldn't have been drafted that high. And immediately, I've never not been fond of this kid because when I stepped into that interview room and I saw him with that jersey and hat, the kid could not stop smiling, and he was so polite, and he was so just happy to be chosen. And they were asking him about his game, and he compared himself to his countryman Adam Larson, who a lot of people like to chirp is not very good, but that's his idol growing up. And so right away, and then going back to the training camp over that summer at XL Energy Center that I covered with Nick Kelly when he was interning for The Athletic. Every interview he was good. He's very good defensively, Filip Johansson. I don't think enough people get to see that because all you see in highlight videos is goals and assists and points.
Right.
You don't see a lot of defensive montages, which I think should be a thing that people start doing. Is that's how because that's where you're going to see Filip Johansson at his best, is when he's playing that stuff that doesn't show up on the score sheet. But holy moly, as he unlocked his offensive potential this year. He's got 10 points on the season for Frölunda. I think he was traded from Luleå, and for whatever reason, he's having a breakout year this year at 20 years old. And suddenly people are back on his train because he's doing well. And that just goes once again to show you how annoying this world is, that we hate people when they're down. We hate people when they're bad. But when they're good, it's immediate glorification and satisfaction to them because they're good at something. So I love Filip Johansson. I'm glad that he debuted in my top 10. And I hope he continues to rise and continues to make this team because he's a hell of a kid. I really hope everyone gets to meet him and you get to interview him at some point, because he's a really nice kid and he works really hard. And this isn't just a flip of the switch. He didn't just do that because he's like, oh shit, I gotta work. Like, he's been working very hard to put his game to this level and working at it, because those were some highlight reel goals that he scored this year.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of the recent gifs of his performance, and I'm like what? But the crazy thing too is and I was way more of a casual fan at this point. I feel like he's 28. He's 20.
These kids are getting drafted at 17 and 18, and people write them off in 1 year. People, this is where I'll leave this off at because it's just ridiculous. People were writing off Jack Hughes after his performance last year playing for the New Jersey Devils. Look at him this year. He's just fine. The keyboard warriors, man, they get to me. And I'm trying not to let them get to me anymore, but if anyone calls the first overall pick a bust again after one season, unless it's Nail Yakupov, I'm going to start saying some words because these are kids. These are 17, 18, 19, even 20. You're still a kid.
If anybody does that anymore, Mini Ice is going to make you bag skate.
Enough with the slander.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Be
That's
nice.
right.